Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. We're gonna make a tincture today. I wanna make an anti-anxiety tincture. So I wanna show you right now what I have already got. Now, you know, in the last video we did on medicinal plants, we picked some mimosa. I put the bark and I have put the flowers that I picked in this jar. I've also added some Lobelia cardinalis that I harvested last year that I had dried. And I had some skullcap that you've seen me harvest early this year in the spring. So I have those things in here. What I want to add to it that are also, one more plant that I want to add to it that is also a anti-anxiety is passion flower. And I've got some vine right here growing in a flower bed. We're going to come over here and I'm going to pull some of that out. I let it grow in there for the purpose of using it. And I'm going to take the whole vine. We're going to water it up, fresh plant. We're going to pack it in here. I'll have dried plant and fresh plant. So I have a medium here that is 50, it's 100 proof alcohol. That's 50% water, 50% alcohol. So that is what our medium will be. And then I'm going to go out here and I'm going to finish adding to this some mimosa flowers on top. And I'm going to put a little bit of wild lettuce in it. I don't want to put a lot of wild lettuce because wild lettuce is a good sleep aid and stuff. Relax quality, but it is very bitter. So you'll add it'll be so bitter you can't hardly take it if you do this. So we're going to add all these plants together and we're going to make a tincture that we can take. We're stressed out. Well, we ain't got to brew a tea and drink a whole pot of tea before we get calmed down. You see what I'm saying? So let's go do some picking, harvest some more stuff, and then we'll come back in here and we'll pour all this up and show you what we do with it. Y'all, right here at the end of my house, I have a good bit of this. You're gonna know it as maypop. It's passion flower, and there's several other plants in here, so I've got to be I'm trying to see which way it is growing because I don't want to harvest more than I need. I've got some coming right around this way on the ground, so pull that out of there. Let's pull all of this loose. This is more than enough. See, and I've still got some growing, still left my beautiful flower. So, got a couple of blooms. All of it is good. All of it is medicinal. So, what I'm going to do with this right now is put it in, I've got a paper sack for right now. This whole plant, y'all, has a good smell to it. Let's go get some more passion bloom. Some more mimosa blooms. Somebody asked if you could use the old ones, see, like this. I'm gonna pick that up, put it in my sack. Obviously I want these pretty ones, but any of them will work. I do want to add one thing. Make sure you do not pick up any of these seed pods that are on here. Let me show you this. So y'all, these seed pods that are on this tree are poisonous. I don't know exactly how poisonous, but I wouldn't take no chances with it. Most of them are still in the tree. Most of them are not on the ground right now. But if you come along with a lawnmower and you happen to hang one and run over it and scatter it everywhere, I don't know if you can tell, but I have just finished mowing my whole yard. So I didn't mow right here under this tree. I don't know if y'all can tell or not. I got a line right down through there where I quit mowing. I think you can tell more over here. And because I didn't want to chew all these blooms up. You see that? I left. So anyway, there's a lot of these flowers on the ground, and I wanted to pick up enough to do what I'm doing with this medicine. Just be sure if you happen to run over some of them things that you don't pick them up and get them in your medicine or make them tea or anything out of those seed pods. Picked up a bunch of extra stuff there. So y'all, right here, I have got a wild lettuce. I don't know if y'all can tell right here. It's got yellow flowers on it, which means it is virosa. So being that this is, and pull these other vines and stuff out of it, I'm just gonna harvest some leaves, probably some of the lower leaves. Now these leaves do have, and I don't know if you can tell, I think you can, some of them prickles on the bottom. All wild lettuce does not have prickles. I know a lot of people says, oh, if it don't have them prickles on there, it ain't wild lettuce. Well, that is not the truth. Somebody commented on one of my videos the other day, says, do you even know what you're doing? I do, but I don't expect you to believe it, you know. You probably because I'm an old country boy and thought, hey, he's an idiot, he don't know nothing. But you rather take advice from somebody that lives out here and actually uses stuff and grew up with it, or somebody that just, you know, kind of studied on it a little bit. You make your own decision. That's up to you. I think it makes people mad, though, when they find out an old country boy knows a little something. So y'all watch this. Oh, see this? Now, you have to be careful when you're picking. That is why, see all them cobwebs? That is, what I call creepy crawlies in there. I don't like to tincture them creepy crawlies. Now, most of them won't hurt you. All right, watch this, though. Well, if I can get the junk off of him, I didn't want it. All right, you see that lacticarium? It's not white. It is yellow. As you can see on the edge of that leaf right there. This is not white milk. It is yellow milk. Which here, for me, that is a stronger plant. Everywhere not that case. So I'm gonna probably have to wash some of this before I make my medicine, because this has got cobwebs growing up in it. Dump all our goodie out right now. I really got more than what'll fit in this jar probably. So make sure we don't have a lot of extra junk we don't want. Cleaned most of this off good as I was picking it. I didn't want no junk in it. So yeah, y'all, I've had some interesting comments. I have discovered that people turn your video on and they listen to you talk a few minutes, and they decide real quick by my accent whether they like me or not. And if they don't like, you know, they're not used to country people knowing anything, or they've been told all their life, well, you know, them country folks out there is just all ignorant, and they don't. they have no idea that most of us have figured out how to live on our own terms and know a heap more than they do. It's hard to admit that, though, you know. So. All right, I don't want all these stems. I am strictly going to start pulling leaves, and then the passion, I want my blooms. So we're getting leaves. And now you can see all this mimosa. Kind of look through it, there's some dried up something I picked up right there I don't want because I don't know what it is. I think it is probably also mimosa. But when you're making a medicine out of something, you want to be sure. Let me tell y'all this right now. If you're not already using medicinal plants, keep this in mind. Anytime you use medicinal plants, a new medicinal plant, take a little of it and do this, okay? Any plant. We're going to use this one for example. I have never used it. Now, I have already used all this, so I know I'm fine with it. Break it all up like this. Find a tender place. Rub that. See how I got it on there? Rub that on there. And once you've done that, wait a little while. Nothing happens. Take a piece, clean, make sure there ain't no creepy crawls on it. I don't know if this is actually edible or not. I think it is. And see how you react to it. Wait a little while. Just because I use it and it's safe for me, I eat peanuts. And my pastor up here is deathly allergic to peanuts. If he eats them, they'll kill him. Plants are very much the same thing, which peanuts is a plant. What I'm saying is you could be allergic to it. It could affect you differently just because it is safe for the majority of people. So bear this in mind. Be safe when you're doing stuff. Obviously, you know, I already preach, make sure you can positively identify stuff. You want to know what you're harvesting, you know. And I'll dry the rest of this that I picked right here for tea. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with y'all. And the one I rubbed on my arm is right over here. I didn't put it in there. I know y'all thought I did, didn't you? It wouldn't bother me to have put it in there, but I knew it'd bother somebody. It might not have bothered you, but that other fellow watching, he'd get upset about it. Because he probably ties his tennis shoes real tight with Velcro. And they probably got a Nike swoosh on them. That just means a urban, not a color of person, just urban people. You know what I mean, Vern? These are the bloom pods. Put them in there. Put a little more of this wild lettuce in there. We can cram it, I think. That in there, yeah. That's all right. Oh. That's probably enough. We're gonna leave all that to the side. Okay. We got it crammed in there. I don't know. Let's put I'm going by volume of plant material in here. I want to have plenty of room to put enough tincture liquid. So here's another one. Everybody says, oh, you got to do this a certain way, and you got to French press it, and you got to have dry plant material, and you got... People are way overthinking making medicine out of plants, y'all. It is not that complicated. 50-50 alcohol and water. That'll extract all the water-soluble qualities and the alcohol-soluble qualities out of that plant. Because they'll say, oh, but you need 200 proof, 90% alcohol because it's already a moist plant. Y'all, you can take this plant and you can compress it and squeeze it, and you might get a half a drop of liquid out of it of moisture. There's not that much water in it. So you need water to get the water soluble qualities out of it, even though it is a raw. Otherwise, you couldn't make tea. Think about it. Take a fresh plant material, run hot water over it, and it all extracts out of the tea. If the philosophy of needing a 200 proof alcohol was true, you couldn't extract the water soluble qualities with an infusion or a tea with regular plant material. So use common sense. Just because you've seen something on the internet and somebody that claimed to be an herbalist, if they don't use stuff on a regular basis, they really hadn't learned a whole lot, okay? But you do it the way you want to do it, okay? Use what you want to use. It'll work. May not work as good. So I have about got every leaf in there. I didn't know. I figured I wasn't going to get them all in there, but I've sat right here and picked every leaf off of this plant and every pod. I mean, I ain't got nothing but vine. And y'all, the vine is, I could have put it in there. It is medicinal. Has medicinal qualities in it. Very much so. And if I had plenty of room, I'd have watered it up and stuck it all in there. So just know all this. I'm going to throw it right over there for the chickens to get into. So now that we've got, let me clean up right here. I'm not a fan of my work area being all filthy. So right here, we've got 100 proof alcohol, 50%. This is really probably like 90 proof, I think. I don't know. So anyway, we simply gonna pour it in there. You're gonna let it set, see it going down in there, soaking in, getting in all the cracks and crevices. Now remember, we've got dry Lobelia cardinalis, some skullcap, I think it's Scutellaria integrifolia that I have here. We have passiflora, which is the passion flower. You know it as maypop. We have mimosa. I don't know the scientific name right off the top of my head. And we've got Lactuca virosa, wild lettuce that has got the yellow blooms on it in here. And we've got dry plant material and fresh green plant material. And we're making a tincture for anti-anxiety. Fills all the way up to the top. We're going to sit here and let it go down. You thought I was going to lick that off the handle, didn't you? I don't care that much about that mess. So the next thing I know, I don't advertise. I would pour me out of a bottle. I don't advertise any type of alcohol on this channel whatsoever. I do not drink alcohol. So those of you that are anti-alcohol, like myself, I struggle with saying I'm going to buy alcohol to make medicinal plants. I want to talk to you about this for a second. It's okay to buy alcohol to make a medicine with, because it is no different than going to the doctor and buying pain pills, whatever else, anti-depression pills, all that stuff that you think, oh, it's okay because I got it from the doctor. If you're using it for medicinal purposes, there's nothing wrong with it. I would dare say you smoke you a joint of marijuana if it is strictly for medicinal purposes. The moment you start doing this for pleasure, like, oh, I want to feel good and relax, this will relax me and I'll just feel, then there's where you start to derail. So for those of you, and if you drink a little care, I ain't telling y'all you can drink, can't drink, you make your own mind up about what you want to do. I'm just saying, for those of you that are anti-alcohol, using an alcohol to make a tincture is the best way to do it, because I struggle with the fly and I used apple cider vinegar and it works, but you got to throw all of that out within a year's time. This alcohol tincture will last you 3-4 years if you keep it out of the light once it is made. So I'm going to put the lid on this. I think I got pretty well covered. Everybody says just barely cover your plant material. It don't matter if you got plant material stops here and you want to bring the alcohol up to here, y'all. It's going to infuse that plant. It may be a little weaker, a little diluted, but it is still going to work. It is not like you got to throw your medicine out. So this is making an alcohol tincture. Now let me go show you what we do with it at this point. Y'all forgive all my junk in here. We've got our fresh tincture we just made. I'm going to take it right over here, put it up. I've got several different things up here. I think that's all the tinctures. I have done pulled everything down. I have not been making tinctures, but I'm just going to cover this up with a rag. Once it is covered up with a rag, it's going to sit right there for 30 days. I need to come by once a day, at least a couple of times a week. It is not crucial that you shake this every day, but you need to come along fairly regular and just turn it upside down. I mean, you ain't got to just, just and be done with it. Okay, so what I'm going to do right here with this, I'm going to attempt to show you something else. So in my medicinal plant making, I have ordered this box of goodies here. It comes with some labels for them. But what is in here is individual bottles. Little glass bottles with a glass dropper. This is tincture bottles, y'all. I ordered them on Amazon. They didn't cost no whole lot. Just so I could make tinctures, and it was easier to buy that than it was to fight with everything. Comes with this little funnel. I'll link this in the description so you can put your tinctures in a bottle. So what I've got here is one where I made greenbrier tincture. This was my greenbrier root. I poured it off. The excess, I had a good bit of it, and it's in this bottle. I have been using a lot of it. The greenbrier tincture is something that I've been using fairly regular. So I don't have a press. You can take cheesecloth. You can take a lot of different things to strain this. So, but like for me putting it in this right here, I just done that. And I held this stuff where it didn't, and you see you still got some liquid that strained out. So this is all gonna get poured out. I'm through with this tincture. I saved it so I could demonstrate what I had done the other day. So then once you have something in there, and y'all like my corn cob stopper. This here is a small lion's mane tincture that I have had going for a while. And I've got a bottle. I'm going to top it back off just for demonstration purposes. And lion's mane, y'all, is a... Let me get my arm out of your way. Y'all might want to look. Lion's mane is a mushroom. I think most folks probably knew that, but just in case you didn't. But you see how dark this liquid is. You can pour it in there, whatever works for you, y'all. Like I said earlier, don't overthink all this medicine making stuff. So I need to wash all that out, and then see, once you put the label on it, I have labeled it lion's mane tincture. So I don't know if y'all see it. I was headed down the road today, found me a mullein plant. And y'all, I have not gotten mullein to grow. I have tried to plant mullein seeds, everything here, and I cannot get it to grow. So when I see one on the side of the road, I get it. And that's probably the only one I'll get this year. I'm going to make some tincture out of it after it dries. And I could do it with fresh plant, but I'm going to let that dry because I'm going to save all of it in Ziploc bag, in bags after it is completely dry. But anyway, I had some people asking about tincture and medicine making Maybe these videos will help you open your mind, y'all. It's a lot simpler than you think. The biggest problem is get you a book so you can identify your plants for sure, and then know what that plant is good for. Once you get past that, you don't have to overthink it. Keep it simple. I don't make a pile of medicines because I'm fairly healthy. I am fixing to work on something. I've got an elbow right here that's messed up, and I'm looking for a topical pain reliever, but I'm looking for arthritis stuff. So pokeberry is one of the things I go to for that. We'll be working on all that kind of stuff coming up in the near future. Thank you for watching Spirit of the Outdoors. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all. Y'all have a good one.